With Beyblade Burst Quad Strike on the way, I wanted to take a look at some quad drive bays that I think got some pretty bad treatment. We all know that Hasbro likes to nerf bays, but I think these two got it the worst, and they are Guilty Luinor and Astral Spryzen. The Takara Tomy versions are some of the most well-loved and even pretty competitive bays out there. In the case of Longinus, the Hasbro, they did Hasbro things. Let's talk about it. We're going to take a look at Astral Spryzen first. These bays came out quite a while ago, but I'm just now seeing them on shelves, so I wanted to talk about them before Quad Strike came out. Alright, so Astral Spryzen, the Takara Tomy version was a dual spin bay. It had two different sides. Hasbro, of course, removed that, and it's now a left spin only bay. The performance tip is TA25Q, for whatever that is worth, and it has the armor tip that makes it look like Quattro, and whenever you take the tip off, you have Extreme, although without any rubber, so it's still a flat tip, which is cool, but, you know, not as good as normal Extreme. The disc is a super thin and hollowed out version of Over, which a lot of people really like because it's so circular, and, you know, it's a Hasbro version of it. And then you have Astral Spryzen, which, to be fair, I think they painted decently well in comparison to other bays. But it, of course, falls apart where whenever you flip the layer over, it's missing half of the bay. You're getting half of a Beyblade here. The reason why I think Hasbro really ruined Astral is not just because they nerfed it like they do with every bay, they gave you half of Astral Spryzen. Spryzen? I'm getting him confused. They literally gave you half of Astral Spryzen, and I think that's just really bad. This bay was ruined. And then we move on to Guilty Luinor. Of course, they're not going to have any metal on the layer, so it doesn't seem like a crazy nerf until you realize they changed the layer completely. Let's just look at the performance tip first. You have Destroy as the armor tip. Of course, it's not Destroy Dash or anything. There's no Dash Spring. And whenever you take the armor tip off, you have a defensive tip underneath. And then for the disc, we have Karma, which is pretty similar to actual Karma, but of course it weighs quite a bit less. It's quite a bit thinner. It's just what they did with Over. And then we move on to the layer itself. We have Guilty Luinor, and there is a lot missing. All the metal on the layer is missing completely. You have a lot of details missing. They didn't even paint the eyes on both dragon heads. They just painted one of them. I don't know why. And not only did they remove the metal and some key details, they seemingly rounded out the bay in total. It's very subtle, but whenever you compare the two layers together, you can see that the Takara Tomy version is actually a lot more jagged. Some of the protruding edges just pop out a little bit more, making the bay a little bit more aggressive, when on the Hasbro one, it's just more round. The reason why I think Guilty Luinor was ruined was not just because they removed all the metal, but because they rounded the bay out. And Guilty Longinus is still a really competitive Beyblade. We still have people using Guilty Longinus on like Extreme Dash and winning tournaments. But let's battle these two against each other and see which one is better. Oh! Oh. Did anything even get hit there? What happened?
Holy cow.
Oh my.
Holy cow.
Spryzen sucks, dude.
Okay. Screwed up.
Okay. This just looks sad. What is this? One look. Oh, you jinxed it. We're gonna use these piddly little launchers. See if it's any more fun. Any more funner. One look.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
That's all we've had so far. Okay.
All right. Oh! Oh! Let's use the actually good versions for once. Come on. Come on.
They just sound better, even on the stadium.
Oh, you can hear the metal. Oh!
Oh, that was good.
Oh, he burst!
Barely.
Takara Tomy's just better. It's just better. In summary, as you can see, the bays were just really nerfed. Of course, especially Astral. I mean, there were some people that didn't like the original Astral Spryzen, but Spryzen is just even worse. And Luinor just does not hit nearly as hard as Longinus does. It's just not as exciting. It's also funny that because the BEYS are so light, whenever you use them with the Takara Tomy launchers, they just go too fast and you can't really keep up with them and they KO all the time. But thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked it, hit the like button down below, hit subscribe to join the Nuc Nation, and I will see you in the next one. Have fun and bay away.